Hello, my name is Jason Cronin, and this is a presentation that I'm putting together for my history course at Wentworth Institute. The topic is based upon the Civil War and lessons that we've learned from the Civil War that can be applied to today. So I'm going to start with an initial one that I thought was very relevant to the way that things are today in our political climate, and that was during the Civil War and the years leading up to it, there was a large amount of rhetoric from both sides. The way that they spoke about each other and the way that they attacked each other, um, you know, working to stir up animosity and, in general, create a climate where one party or one regional body, the South and the North, is really how it was divided between the Republicans and the Democrats. Couldn't see eye to eye, and all of the speech that was done by the media and by the members of the political parties led to an immense amount of distrust and an immense amount of fear in regards to what the other was going to do. In the end, it was this rhetoric that once Abraham Lincoln was elected president of the United States led a number of the southern states to secede or attempt to secede from the Union, based upon fears that the North, or the Republican Party, was going to force its own will upon them and create an enormous economic crisis for them. Another um, another thing that I'd like to point out is that the interpretation of the Constitution, um, the South interpreted it as it giving them the rights to secede from the Union, and the North interpreted it as giving them the right to go to war to maintain the Union, and also to justify their hard push for the abolition of slavery. Um, it goes to show that the Constitution is a document that is very open to interpretation. And even today, in our political climate, we deal with situations where, um, just recently to think of the issues surrounding the Second Amendment, where one side believes that the Second Amendment is something that cannot be touched, and the other believes that it's archaic and it was never meant or intended to protect the freedoms that some of the other people on the other side are looking to protect. And lastly, um, it shows that even with the checks and balances, and during the Civil War there were political parties. There were two political parties, and the theoretical checks and balances of those two parties being able to help to control each other and steer the country in the right direction is something that everyone's always been fearful is not possible, and it has over the years and throughout history. Um, when one political party dominates uh, the majority of the government, they tend to use that power to impart their own agenda. So, during the presidency of Barack Obama, there was a lot of jarring in regards to the Democrats pushing, you know, mandated health care, and now with the Republicans in control, there's an immense amount of fear that everything's going to be taken away from everyone, and that you know they're going to do everything they can to benefit big business. Uh, Political differences aside, it just shows that that entire situation has remained, and that we should learn from the Civil War that um, if the discourse between the two parties gets to the point where it's straining relationships, and the rhetoric that's put forth by the media presences on both sides is allowed to fester, it can lead to things far worse than what we would hope for. Um, I don't believe that that'll happen again. I think that that's a lesson that we've learned, that you know we need to do the right things and be smart in regards to this. So those are my three takeaways from the Civil War that could be used to help right the ship, so to say, and keep our judgment clear in our current days. Thank you.